Let me show you how I knit these socks on my flatbed knitting machine so you can too. First, you're going to set up your machine. This is my LK150. I have a video on my page on how to cast on your LK150 with an easy cast on. We're going to cast on 21 stitches. Once you thread your carriage and cast on 21 stitches, we're going to get to knitting. We're knitting 10 rows to begin with. Hang your weights at a higher position, and then we're going to short row. Sounds harder than it actually is. You're going to pull the needle out that's furthest from the carriage and then wrap your yarn around the needle you just pulled out. When you pull the second needle out and pass your carriage over, you're going to put the yarn in between those two needles. You want to make sure your carriage is in hold position so that it doesn't knit these needles that you are pulling out. We're going to end up putting 7 needles in hold on each side. So you have 7 needles on each side and 7 needles in the middle, and then we're going to start pushing them back. So you'll wrap your yarn around the needle that's closest to the carriage, and then you will push back that needle into work. Now we have the heel shaped, so I just like to push it inside of there, and then I'm going to hang my weights back up. I'm going to set my row counter to 0. And I'm gonna knit until I have 30 rows, until this says 30. Once you have your 30 rows, we're going to start shaping the toe, which is the exact same as shaping the heel. So we will short row until we have 7 needles pulled out on each side and 7 needles in the middle, and then we will start pushing them back like I showed you before. Now grab your transfer tool, and we're gonna start picking up stitches to knit the top of the sock. You're going to pull up a loop and put it onto the knitting bed and knit across. Here's a better look. So 1, 2, 3, and pull it up. Let me show you again. Here it is. You're basically skipping 2 loops, the one that is in work, the one underneath the work, and then that third one is what you're picking up. You're doing this for the top of the sock so that you don't have to sew the sock up at the end. Once you reach the top, you're going to take off your cast on comb, and then you're going to cut the yarn, thread your needle, and we're going to take these stitches off. I'm pulling them out a little bit, keeping my weights on the work, and I'm just going to weave in and out of the loops that are on the hook. This is the easiest cast off. We can do a different cast off later on, but this one works perfectly for these socks. Once you've threaded that last loop, you're going to take your weights off and then pull your work off, and that completes your sock. Let me know in the comments if you give this a try.